joined Grace in about 2018 and then plugged into a small group in the fall of 2019. We joined a young family small group and have kind of consistently been a part of one of those since then. We've Zoomed, we've met in person, we've done like bi-weekly, so we've done a little bit of all of them. I mean, small group at Grace has given us our people, right? Like people who love us and people who love our kids. And when I start to think about like small group for us, we had a baby the day before COVID lockdown happened. And our small group, they just showed up like from afar by dropping stuff off and then through Zoom meetings and then continuing to get back together. And they've just given us community and connection and helped challenge us in our relationships and like what our next step of obedience is consistently for years.
I think also, specifically in our group, the Young Families group, you have people who are walking through the same phase of life with you at the same time. And it's very often you feel isolated as a young parent because we're trying to figure it out as we go. And with having people who are experiencing the same problems or have already experienced those problems, they help you navigate them and show you the way they did it and see if that applies to you as well.
Yeah. And they kind of like find that space like, yes, we're doing these young family things, but also like, how are you as a person or how are you developing individually? I don't know, there's a lot of space for that. Small group connects you to the church and to like the people in the church immediately. Like you have this deep connection kind of on that first meeting. And for me, it also has helped me find my place in the church. Like I don't think I would have ever taken some of those like next steps of obedience and pushed myself without our small group. And people there going, I see that in you, or I've been praying for that for you. And it just gives you the courage to find depth in your personal relationship, as well as just like friends who are lifelong.
I agree. And I remember our first time coming to Grace Church for the first time. It was a very welcoming environment. Everybody approached you, introduced themselves. But even for the 9 months to a year that we were not in a small group, I still felt like I didn't know a lot of people here. And I remember after just our first meeting with a small group, when I walked in the door, all of a sudden I had these instantaneous friends, people asking me how my week was, how the kids were. It was, like Haley said, that immediate friendships with everybody. And it just deepened our feeling of Grace as a family, and it really spoke to the family aspect of Grace. When we first started coming to the small group, I was very much trying to figure out how I was going to fit it into my daily and weekly schedules because we stay busy with kids, after school stuff and everything. But I found that after the first meeting, it was, I will find a way to make this happen. It was something that I felt that I had to come to weekly. I felt personally driven to come to it, and we would find a way to make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's like my favorite part of my week, like seamlessly. I'm like, oh, Monday nights we do small group. We're gonna take a breath and focus on things that matter, and our kids are gonna have the best time in the back. And it's just, I mean, we don't miss it. We purposely don't schedule things knowing that that's happening.